Mic check. Does my mic work? Well, it looks like I'm not receiving the Beast Umbrella. It says no voice channels are available. Okay, hold on one sec. Party chat should be, party. I'm on a platform team? Hmm. Let me check. Hold on one sec. It's my end. Oh, you just got in, but then you disconnected. Sure. Maybe?
Oh,
There
there
we
we
go.
go.
Oh, very good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Does my mic sound good, or do I need to put on my headset?
I know, it sounds good.
Alright. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to a totally real podcast featuring TediusX.
Yes, featuring me.
Now, I know no one will oh, I got some V-Bucks. Um, but yes, so Tedious, let's start off with the main
Yes.
for the viewers. Who
Yeah.
are you?
I am a Fortnite story content creator who um is on YouTube and Twitter and TikTok, I think. I make videos about the Fortnite lore, and for whatever reason, people enjoy it. So there you go.
Yep, and that is exactly what we will be doing today. We will be discussing what we believe is happening in the Fortnite world and probably playing a couple games if everything works because I am on mobile right now using cloud gaming for PlayStation, so it might be a bit buggy. But yes, so let me pull up some questions real quickly that I did have ready for you that I have never
Okay.
asked you. I believe this is our first time actually talking one to one without Tater in a party.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your main skin and why did you choose it?
This is my main skin that I'm wearing right now. And why did I choose it? Um, I remember why. So I I think it was in 2018 or something. I got this pack. Like I bought um this pack skin that I'm wearing right now, and it came with
Yeah,
this awesome like fire dragon glider thing. and I
Yeah.
really wanted to use it, so and it didn't really match any other skin, so I constantly wore this skin, and then I realized that sort of male skins aren't exactly clean or whatever. So
Huh.
then when I saw this pack come out, I bought it,
And you're like, that's the
and
skin.
now I use this. And the reason why it's so based around fire is because the part of the story that I love most is the elemental story, and the
L's.
icy skins are kind of not that great.
I like, okay, yeah, 0 point skins for me are probably what I main the most. I'm just maining the Winterfest skin right now because I like showing off that I have an unreleased skin.
Oh, is he unreleased?
Yeah, the Guff, the marshmallow
Oh,
one.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I log in randomly and then like all the rewards just pop up for some reason.
Oh,
I do have, I think it might be because of my Save the World daily claim on. I have a bot do it for me. I think it's the Kevin the Cube.
oh,
I have him it, like count and it does it so I don't have to like go on to Save the World constantly just to get stuff.
yeah. I still have to go on and get stuff. I don't have a bot. I don't know that Xbox can have a bot.
Yeah. I think if you just have an Epic account, it would work.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. What is your opinion on the Battle Pass?
oh. I don't even know this very well, but I'll just look through it. Okay, I'll start off with what's the first skin? Celine.
Hmm.
Okay, I think yeah, I might run that. I don't even have the battle pass, but because I
You
didn't buy
don't?
it. Nah,
Let me see if I can do some
I
real quick.
have enough skins, I reckon. Masai, yeah, no, I do not like him. Doomslayer, that's sick.
Oh, oh yeah. I was about to gift you the Battle Pass, but I realized I had no funds set up, so it would charge a credit card, and I did
Oh
not
no,
want to.
don't worry about gifting. I don't need the battle. I don't really want more skins anyways. Dusty, yeah, she's cool too.
Hater likes
Oh,
Dusty.
Boneyard Dusty, that's a really cool skin.
Dusty. It sounds weird when Tater's like, I like Dusty because Dusty's my dad's nickname.
Oh,
So it's just kind of weird.
Naz Nazumi. Okay, that's pretty cool. Halsey.
Smash.
I mean, yeah, she's alright. The hair's just kind of unnecessary, and then the Aegis is pretty cool. I'd say it's pretty cool battle pass in comparison to the last couple of seasons as well. It's quite good.
Season 4's Battle Pass, I feel like Spider Gwen and Paradigm kind of carried that, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, yeah. That season as a whole was just a complete mess and an awful way to end a chapter. But
Yeah,
oh well.
it felt okay. So I did tell Alps and Tater this, but I did contact Epic support, and
Oh,
I'm like, what is up with the fact that Chapter 3 was like 4 seasons? And I made a joke saying, oh, is Chapter 4 going to be like 2 seasons long? Next season going to be the end already?
oh,
And
yeah,
said that Chapter 3 was meant to be a filler chapter.
yeah.
The first half was to finish off the Seven versus Io story, and the second half was to like start up like
Wrap up the island or something.
yeah, like New Island, the Nothing, Elements, all that stuff. They didn't say
Yeah.
elements; they just said elements, which kind of got me disappointed.
What they probably more meant was like just the different aspects of the story and stuff. Like
Tater
I don't think Taylor
just
probably went, oh,
Tater.
elementals, yeah.
Oh, they said elements, elementals confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to this page all the time, and all I see is just, oh, if you look at this and you like change it a bit, it looks like the Seven's logo. Oh, and the Seven are dead. Does this mean elementals are going to be here? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
because you
No,
did say that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
we're very positive towards their return, but I don't know that it's going to happen. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it did. The Ice King appeared in the comics to sort of explain what he was here for. And we've got, I don't know if you noticed actually, you know the seasonal packs that we get at the end of every single season?
the seasonal, like the level up packs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
every single one has been related to the Elemental Kingdom idea. Every single one. The
really?
first one was Monarch, who she had well, a monarch is a king or a queen,
Yes.
and she had like the dark and light style and gold and everything. And then the next season we had Omega Knight. He's a knight, kind of self-explanatory, as well as the gold and dark recurring thing as well, which it's not
Dark
really elemental, but you know, um, well,
And then
dark
what?
is,
And then
and then season,
there was the summer. Or, what's his name? Summer Core, I think, right? Phantasm.
yeah, or Summer
Oh,
Condor, that's what it
Echo
was,
in search of what was the
and
description? And he literally has dark energy emitting from his gauntlet and his head.
no, and yeah, and his quests tell you four elements as
Yeah.
well. They
And
tell
then
you
the
about
most
air, fire, water, and earth. And then we already know from the Arcane Arts skins that released in Chapter 1, Season 7 or 6 that that another element is dark, as well as the reoccurring theme of, well, dark. And then last season, I think we had
Aida, she has to do with
Aida
the storm.
Air. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was because she had Air logos all over like the lower clothing.
I
And I
wonder,
was like,
because the names clearly they have something to do with like actual things. Like the
well, we
first
got a monarch, a knight, a phantasm. I actually don't know what that is.
Okay, so Aida is Arabic for uh, helper and moon.
Oh, so we got moon, monarch, knight, and phantasm is ghost. Yeah, they're all teasing towards Ice King because Ice King has that holographic sort of projection of himself, which we saw in the castle when he was like resting in the comic. So 100% they're all teasing towards him.
Yeah,
Monarch,
first,
knight, ghost, moon. It's like kind of obvious.
yeah, and the first two were very obviously teasing what this chapter is going to be. It's about, medieval times.
Yeah, surely they bring him back for the literal medieval chapter.
Yeah, like, come on. Kings, queens, all this. Remember, oh God, I was looking at this video's Clark then versus now.
Oh
Hold on.
yeah,
And it was his first theory saying that Cube Queen was going to be the Ice theory was that Ice Queen and Cube Queen were the same.
yeah. I had that theory too, actually.
Because the Cube Queen's set is Long Live the Queen, and Ice Queen's description is Long Live the Queen.
You
I just
sure
think
that
it's
wasn't
epic.
me?
Oh, I remember seeing Clark do a video on it. I think it might have been a video you both did. Or he might have
Did
been like,
Clark
oh,
really post about that?
I think he did on his TikTok, but not on his YouTube.
Oh, yeah, because I made a video with that exact same evidence. I mean, there was more as well, but then you could argue that Midas is like the Q the Q queen or something because Midas's set is also called Long Midas Rex. Description is Long Live the King as well. So
I think it just, it might be epic just using a
it
common
ties
phrase.
it ties the characters together, but it doesn't make them the same person.
Yeah. I feel like Midas Rex was just a way of Epic being like, because it was released Chapter 2, Season 4, a season after everyone's like, oh, Midas is dead.
Mm.
So I feel like it, because
Also, it was in a DC pack, which I've never understood.
yeah, it was kind of weird. Because, like, he looks like Iron Man. He was in a DC set in a Marvel season.
And he's a Fortnite character.
Fortnite, yay. Yeah,
That's
and
that still makes no sense to me, yeah.
you did bring this up in Clark's podcast when you were in it very recently with Retro and Mr. JOI,
Yeah.
who, yeah, and you guys did bring up the fact that whatever Donald Mustard reads or whatever he sees affects the story.
Yes.
Like with clickbait. If he sees a clickbait video from a long time ago, he'll be like, let's make that a storyline detail.
Yeah.
Because there was so much, I remember there was so much clickbait. If you just search up Fortnite Moon Robot and then like scroll past like the first three videos, you'll find a bunch of season 9 videos, all of them from like clickbait channels being like glitching to the moon to find the mech.
New giant space robot found on moon after players glitch above moon. Secret moon base. Fortnite robot live event. Fortnite mech crashes onto the moon. I glitched in space to find the robot.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
there was a
that's really. Oh,
yeah, Donald Mustard
see,
saw that
I never
and he
realized
said,
that.
let's make that a storyline detail. Same with the
Oh
cubes
wow.
going into Loot Lake. Oh, I cannot hear you.
Can you still not?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
I can't hear you. Hold on 1 second.
I restarted my mic, if that helps, but my voice indicators are still on,
I can hear
meaning I
you.
should be
Okay, now
heard.
I can hear you. And then what else? Let me think. Oh yeah, and then the cube going into Loot Lake and making a pyramid.
Oh yeah.
So much click, and then oh, a volcano's gonna destroy Tilted. Literally 5 seasons later,
Damn.
and now we have to look around the map to find all these details. And I'm like, at first, I'm like, this reminds me a lot of Gravity Falls. Like, like going around this one place, and there's like a bunch of mysterious stuff that has to do with like
Yeah.
story. And then
Yeah.
Donald Mustard, he releases that video of him like talking about like Star Wars and stuff. And then there's the uh, what were they called? They were the journals that Stan wrote in. They had his hand on it and like one, two, three. They were like called
Oh.
mystery things. He had all three of them behind him, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Fortnite X Gravity Falls." But
Gravity Falls. Yeah.
I feel like it was more or less like, oh, maybe one of his kids turned on Disney Channel and Gravity Falls was on, and he's like, this is very interesting. And then because he saw that, now the storyline is very similar to Gravity Falls.
Yeah. It since it's mainly based around a single person, it can be very easily its course can be very easily changed or just sort of thrown off, which is quite annoying. But
Yeah,
it can be fun, but it can also be quite annoying.
yeah. I was going through my room and then I found a TV box, like a little box where you could like hook it up to your TV. It was a TV provider. Hook it up to my TV. I watch a couple of Gravity Falls episodes. I'm like, this is very similar to Fortnite. And I'm
Hmm.
like, that's when I realized what you guys brought up in the podcast that Donald Mustard will see stuff and then that will become canon.
Yes.
Which I do feel like that kind of sucks and that can bring up a lot of flaws.
Mm.
But I do feel like at some point in the future, all the plot holes do get answered. Like, oh, where did the mech go?
Well, we know where the mech. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like in season 9, everyone's like, where'd the mech?
Oh yeah, we didn't. Yeah. You know the biggest plot.
Oh, you just cut out
The
again.
biggest plot. Oh, well, actually, no. I noticed something kind of recently.
So,
You know how the visitor's helmet was left behind when he went into the underground lab?
yes, I
In
do
the
remember.
trailer, he was wearing his helmet.
Didn't the scientist also have his? I do just feel like that was epic. Like we're not ready to reveal the identity of these characters yet, rather than it being a plot hole.
Oh, plot hole. No, that's fair. Okay, true. The biggest plot hole in the game, though, is in Season X for the end. There was 7 rockets. The scientist said
Yeah.
what the 7 of us are attempting is risky, and the paradigm apparently wasn't there. The
So
paradigm 100% has to have a replacement.
we did. Me and Tater and I, sorry,
Yeah,
we were looking through old audio. We were looking through the code names of them. We got help from Alps because he has access to like Epic Games files and stuff. That's why he makes his models.
yeah,
And we think we came to the conclusion that Singularity was the person who built the mech. She stayed on the island because she was a good engineer, and that's why there's a statue of her because she rebuilt Tilted and she rebuilt all these like places that were destroyed because and so she's like
yeah,
memorialized as a hero, and
yes,
that would make the visitor Vinderman, and the scientist is a snapshot of the visitor.
yeah,
And so maybe the scientists stumbled across Singularity. They're like, "Oh, this is awkward," and then scientists is like, "Oh, we have to do something that requires 7 people. We only have 6. Do you think you could help
yeah.
us?"
The singularity was likely the replacement for the paradigm. Yeah.
Would explain why their armor looks similar.
Oh yeah. No, that's a wait. No, but then wasn't the paradigm? Wait, no, the singularity suit was built after the paradigms,
Exactly.
presumably.
Yeah, exactly. Because the science.
But it was built in season 9. I don't know that they had planned the end in season 9.
Well, Epic. This was confirmed like 2 years ago, but Epic plans 3 seasons ahead.
True.
I do feel like maybe that is a plot hole where like Singularity came out before Paradigm, but Paradigm was a member of design since season 4.
Yeah.
So what
Well,
that could mean,
paradigm would have had to be. When did we get it confirmed that the 7 were a group?
uh,
Oh no, we only got it confirmed in season X, didn't we?
like I said, what the 7 of us are attempting. We kind of did come up with an. Well, no, we didn't come up with the name the 7 because that was a file name. It was a set
Yeah,
name.
it was in the oh, what was it? Yeah, it
I feel
was in what the 7 of us are attempting voice lines. That's what it was.
Yeah, I feel like what when it said one of the 7, I don't feel like it meant the group was called 7, but it's like the 7 people. Like it's the 7 loopers who have escaped. But then the
And then they
community,
just called
oh,
it.
it's called the 7, and that would
Yeah,
explain why we didn't see anything for about them for like 6 seasons.
yeah.
And then it's explained like, oh, Geno, the sisters, Origin, all this stuff. They're a group. They are called the 7.
Well, not Geno, but yeah.
Well, Geno was revealed when Foundation was revealed.
Oh
Technically,
yeah,
Jenna wasn't actually revealed with quotation marks until I'd say
yeah.
about
But
season
he was
7.
name dropped.
Name dropped in season 6, revealed in season 7, but his design, like his actual
Well,
design, wasn't
his
revealed
appearance was
until.
shown, but his design wasn't revealed until chapter 3, season 2. I'm pretty sure
Well,
in the comics.
yeah, but if you look at the
Oh,
actual
in
like,
the skin survey as
well,
well.
no, no, survey in season 7, there were a bunch of like pictures that were hung up around like Corny Complex that you could look at.
Yeah,
And
but
there's
we
one
didn't
with this
know
guy
for sure that
too.
was Geno.
Well, because he has the same
We,
white streak as Geno does.
no, yeah, I'm just saying at the time we didn't know because we don't know what Geno looks like, but we were pretty sure.
Yeah, we did have some pretty wild theories, like, oh, Geno is Jonesy's dad, because if you switch the O and E, it says Joan, which sounds like Jones.
Is that what some people came up with?
That is what top five theories theory legitimately was to who Geno could be.
Top five gaming's theory.
Hmm.
I remember I was talking to him about that a little bit ago.
It's so weird to
I made
think
a
that,
video.
it's so weird to think that most of my friends have talked to people who are like super like known. Like
You know the only reason, fun fact, that he made that theory and that I know him is because I made that theory initially.
the
There's a
jo-
there's a the whole Jones Geno. I said that Jones and the sisters were kids of Geno and Paradigm. That's what my initial thing was.
sorry, no, I legitimately just coughed on something. I wasn't laughing.
Yeah, no, all
Yeah,
good.
but that would kind of make sense except for the paradigm thing. And if that is the case, that would mean that some sort of sketchy stuff was happening. Because wasn't Jones flirting with the Imagined when
Imagine,
they had a
yeah,
party?
that's why it kind of got debunked.
Yeah,
But
because I was
top five
like,
gaming, yeah, he commented, great content, dude. Really interesting takes on the story. Keep up with the great vids. He made that theory video. Then we worked together on like making an elemental based video. I got a shout out from him, and we have stayed pretty good friends from there.
yeah, I
So
know. Just going off of a whole Fortnite thing. I know it's JBrad on TikTok. Oh, you are muted again. Hold on. All right. So if you go onto TikTok or any other platform and you search up "it's JBrad,"
yeah,
you'll find this guy. He's like super ripped. He has, I think, 1.5 million on TikTok and almost 300K on YouTube.
319K on YouTube. Yeah.
One of my close friends, almost actually.
Oh, oh, that's really cool. Wait, hold up. I'm trying to think of Fortnite plot holes to see if they have any way of being solved.
Hold on, sorry. Re-say that because I had to mute something because my dad was talking to me.
I'm trying to think through all the Fortnite seasons and their plot holes to see if they can be solved. Paradigm's replacement thing can be, and I don't think there's any plot holes earlier than that.
Um, the visitor's voice.
No, that's because he is the scientist.
No, 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 no. In season four, there were voice lines codenamed like DM, Rocket, Zero Point, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but in the
DM,
event, right? When he talked.
DM. That means Donald Mustard. Donald Mustard most likely voiced Visitor, and then he's like a voice changer.
Oh,
Do not take that. That is a zipper. And his voice is robotic, but in season X, the visitor tapes, which is what they were codenamed as, and what the challenges were, collect visitor tapes, have the
yeah.
scientist. So who's who?
The scientist, pretty sure it's been said because the scientist's codename is Visitor Volta. The scientist is an upgraded snapshot with mech parts of the visitor, and the visitor left those tapes for the scientist so he could check them in the loops to see what he was there for. Because the only way that they could trigger the whole sequence of the end was from within the loop, because otherwise it would have killed them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is why when they said, oh yeah, if anyone else was outside the loop, then the nothing is inevitable, because they knew if the IO were outside the loop as the end happened, they would die. And we know that the nothing arrives when the IO is gone, because that's no protection over the 0 point, which is exactly what happened in chapter 3 when the IO were gone in season 4. Then the nothing and last reality and everything tried to make a comeback.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of another one. I don't remember. Yeah, well, I was thinking about it. I remembered a theory. I don't know who made it.
Yeah.
So, if it does sound familiar and you do know who made it, tell me. Okay.
Okay.
But the theory was that, and it did bring up some pretty good points, that Fortnite is a prequel. The game
Really?
of Fortnite is a prequel to Infinity Blade.
Oh, really?
Because Kevin's runes are the same runes that are in Infinity Blade,
Yeah.
which at the time was most likely just Epic reusing runes that they had on hand. But then next season, after that, we literally get an Infinity Blade in the game.
But how could, I mean, that doesn't confirm that it's a
And then,
prequel.
well, here's the thing: we now are time has been reversed. When the season is not really called Realities, even though that is what the website is called, Fortnite Realities.
Oh, I think the season's called Oathbound because
Oathbound
um
quests, but the trailer was called A New Beginning, so I do feel like it's Fortnite Chapter 4 A New Beginning, and I feel like that's meant to be taken very literally.
yeah. No, the only reason I was saying Oathbound is because
The
the
quests.
past quests have been Resistance quests, Vibing quests, Paradise quests, and now Oathbound.
Yeah. And I guess that would make sense, but at the same time, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait till Epic says something. I can try contacting them, being like, "Hey, what's this season called? Is it called Earthbound? Is it called The New Beginning? Is it called Realities? What is it called?" And then I will try telling you whatever it's called.
It should have just been called Reforged, but oh well.
They should have called it that because of like all the like they like practically confirm it was called Reforged.
Yeah,
Like you
they
saw all that
did.
promotional material floating around where it was like it said Fortnite Reforged and it like showed like the biome colors and stuff. You saw that, right? Not just me.
Yeah, and how they were saying, like reality is deteriorating, it's up to you to reforge it and all this stuff, and we're just like, okay, this is quite an obvious teaser.
Yeah. Like I do feel like maybe Reforged was like the word for the season.
Yeah.
Like
No,
'cause
maybe. That makes sense too.
all those Japanese teasers, you gotta give it to Japan for leaking Fortnite stuff. And they were very heavily teasing it was going to be called Reforged. I don't know why they didn't call it
Hmm.
that.
Now, I was just looking through the whole plot hole thing again, and I did something. You know, on oh, what is it called? You know the Batman Fortnite Zero Point comics?
Ooh, yes. I have all of those right next to me right now, right when you said that.
I I can grab mine as well.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah,
how the
sorry, but
Foundation
yes.
um there was that sort of there was that thing in the Fortnite Batman Foundation comic where he came across the Gotham City, I think, and he
Yeah,
had some flashbacks and his suit of armor filled him in on what he did. Now it said that he formed the Spire, which doesn't make any sense at all. Because if you look in Zero Crisis, before the Foundation even got to where he needed to be to make the Spire, the stone at the bottom had already formed, which made me believe that, oh, okay, you know about it. Because as soon as it went up, there was an entire cult around it, which didn't really make much sense
I
because it
do
seemed
feel
as
like
though that had existed previously.
Well, I do feel like Spire assassins and the Spire guards and all that stuff,
Yeah.
they have IO necklaces, so I do feel like IO saw there's a giant stone, like pillar, where the 0 point should be, and then they're like sending out these people who they could have easily looked through all people with same exact like stone color, they all that stuff, and then they're like, "Hey, help us! What is this? Can you build us like all this stuff?"
Yeah, but they
And
didn't
like
reform
actual,
a new, it wasn't a new thing because if you look on the IO logo, before the Spire season, the Spire logo was on there, meaning the Spire cult has always sort of been a part of their group.
can you hear what's going on in the background?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, now I can.
Okay, let's just pretend that's not happening.
Yeah.
I feel like the spire, not the pillar, but the actual spire, is the thing that was 0 point.
Yeah.
Because, like, that, the spire did actually close. Foundation was, like, pulling on the 0 point strings.
Yeah.
Or it could just be
Yeah,
like,
I don't know,
sorry, go ahead.
that thing that will never truly tie together because we can't, like, it doesn't properly tell us what happened. They said, although the foundation formed the spire, whatever, but it clearly had existed before that because Raz also said, um, oh, what was it? Oh, that's right. It said you were in reality zero. The 0 point was breaking down. You created a structure around it, enclosing it within a spire. So
Wait, Bat,
was the structure? Was the structure created around it just the little shield thing at the top?
I do feel like that might have been it. Wait, who said it? Did
Oh,
Batman?
that's no, that's what Foundation's suit of armor said to him, his AI.
Hmm.
Hold on, I'm just gonna look back at Zero Crisis.
You're just like
Where is
flipping through.
it? Yeah, no, because he did actually. Yeah, because the spire was formed at the top, and then he he created those little shroud things. So I think the spire is a form of protection of the 0 point
Yeah,
of some sort. Yeah, because okay, the structure that he created around it was the little shard things at the top.
yeah.
Okay,
Plot hole,
okay, so
answer.
that's so we've figured out what the paradigm's replacement thing most likely was. Foundation forming the 0 point stone shell. Now, NPCs were also sort of explained. You know how
Yeah, with the
NPCs
in
glitch through
between.
the loops and stuff? The in between.
Well, you know how in the imposters mode it says like when you get like killed, it says you are now stuck in
Yeah.
the in between.
Oh, you're stuck between realities. Yeah.
I feel like that could
That's
be what the
no, yeah,
NPCs are having.
but that's sort of that how that was explained in the Batman comics. That's when you die, you get split across to a bunch of different realities because in imposters you get thrown into the 0 point. But the
Mm,
NPCs have never got thrown into the 0 points. So I don't think that's it. I think it's more. Do you remember if the Fortnite Fracture teasers, which never really amounted to anything anyways, but they showed the different snapshots flickering through versions of themselves? Like let's
yeah,
say if one snapshot of me was in the loop and another one was out of it, I could flicker through either one and sort of my consciousness would shift between those two different locations and personalities and stuff.
yeah.
That is most likely what's happening. it's just it's because we know that there is always, because you know how it was like Dark Jones, one moment he would be breaking stuff and then the next Jones would sort of wake up into his body again and be like, what was that?
Yeah,
Whenever an NPC gets shot, they automatically go into the fighting mode. But when they're just casual, you can just chat with them and stuff. And I feel like when we interact with people outside of the loop, it sort of breaks us out momentarily.
yeah,
So it's sort of like a snap, a, an NPC, sorry, is a combination of an escapist and their snapshot still stuck in the loop, and sort of a mix of that, and it's quite unstable. So that could happen with us as well. It's just we've never escaped the loop. We as a character have never, sure, maybe the skin that we're wearing has, but we're practically just a snapshot of the skin that we're wearing. So yeah, I'd say that's the most likely explanation to that whole NPC thing.
yeah. But yeah, look how good we are at solving puzzles. I hope Donald Mustard is watching this. He can take a lesson from us.
Where are you streaming it, by the way? Are you streaming on YouTube? Hello? You there? Hello?
Sorry, I just got completely disconnected right there.
That's all right.
Did you say anything while I was gone? I was gone for about 30 seconds.
No, I just said, where'd you go, pretty much.
Mm.
That's all.
Yeah, but
And there
yeah,
is
like,
one plot hole that can never be solved, but it's a cinematic thing, so it's just in Operation Skyfire, you know how a bunch of chunks fell onto the map and then we looked in the game and it wasn't actually there. I know that's not a plot hole since it doesn't change the effect of the story, but it annoys me how much it looked like it was going to be destroyed and then it just wasn't.
clearly they had the map done. Like, they had a
Yeah.
destroyed map. They couldn't just like layer that onto the normal map.
Yeah, no, I don't know why.
I did figure out an answer to, because I remember so many people being like, why is the UFO on this side of the map when it was falling to this side of the map?
Yeah.
I feel like I have an answer for that because I answered it when I reread the not zero, yeah, 0 Point comics for like the fifth time.
Yeah.
So with living objects, if you go to the edge, like the border of the actual island, you
Yeah.
freeze. You are no longer in the
Yeah.
loop because you're completely dead.
Yes.
You don't escape it, but you don't re-enter it.
That's why we have the barrier, so we can't go out and die.
Yeah. So with living objects, you die and you like just basically deteriorate. But with inanimate objects, it basically has a Pac-Man effect. It can't
Oh.
leave the loop unless something happens to the loop where the barrier is broken.
Yeah.
So what happened was the UFO, it goes to the edge, but then because it can't leave the loop, it teleports to the other side of the loop and it just exits because it maintained the same angle it crashed in. It never like turned angles or anything.
That's true.
And then and then someone brought up in one of my comments when I said this, they're like, "Oh, well, how do you explain the piece of the mothership outside the loop during the collision event?" Well,
That was an abductor. That wasn't the mothership.
yeah, that wasn't a, that's what I said. First off, that was an abductor. Second off, this could be easily explained. The island flipped, field was most likely broken because you could see the inside of the island and all this stuff, but you could still be in the water.
Yeah.
And we did see two ships get destroyed by the island, so it most likely got destroyed, left the loop, but then when the barrier was remade, it's just outside the loop.
Yeah, of course there's going to be debris from events like that. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, no, the visual stuff isn't exactly a plot hole like how in the comics, you know how we have
Mhm.
um the
Dinosaur.
mech that was or the T-Rex or the mech that was like meant to be colored a certain way or whatever. Appearance isn't a plot hole as long as it doesn't change the course of a story. That's not what a plot hole is. A
Yeah.
plot hole is something that makes the story inconsistent. So, what makes the story inconsistent? Ah, here's something that definitely makes it inconsistent. This is the only real thing I can properly think of that could tear the story apart.
Yes.
We have the imagined present in Chapter 3, Season 3 story,
Answer this. I
despite
answered
being
this
said to be
so many
dead.
times.
She could have survived like her father. Is that what you're gonna
I
say?
oh well, I made a video about this, but it got copyright claimed because I
Oh,
used music, and I'm not allowed to re-upload it. But she was most likely reformed, like how Jenna was. The Seven found her because so much happened in that time span that we were on the downtime
that we
screen.
don't know about. Yeah,
And because remember, if she truly was dead, why was she in the Vibin quests?
yeah.
I feel like that was Epic saying, "Hey, died in the comics. She's not actually dead."
Mm, yeah. She definitely could have reformed like Jeno. That's possible.
I feel like that is a very, very. I feel like people make that seem like it's such a hard plot point to explain, but it is such an easy plot point to explain.
Yeah. Or it also could be, you know how there's that snapshot that Jeno took, the one that's like more
Yes,
used to fighting and whatever, that could have also been the one that was present in chapter 3, season 3. Like there's so many explanations that could most definitely work that we've
and
been made aware of as well.
yes. So I feel like that is most. I feel like that was most likely the answer because she was literally engineered to be a perfect being. The only flaw she
Yeah,
had, she couldn't escape the loop. If Geno could reforge himself, I feel like
she probably could.
she
Well, as well,
probably.
do you remember that? Sorry, yeah, what are you saying?
Oh no, I just said what you said as well.
Oh, okay. So you know how the oh what was it? The scientist said that whole interdimensional matter like would resolve thing. That
Hmm?
whole I don't know. In the season X story quest with those with that dialogue, he said interdimensional matter collision would resolve rather than push. And essentially what that means
Theory as
is
well.
pardon?
Resolve rather than push. That's a real life like
Law
theorem. I
of
think
like
like
physics.
not
Yeah,
just a. I feel like that's something because I've heard that before. I remember I was watching something. It was a science show. I'm gonna be honest. It was most likely Bill Nye, but they were
yeah.
talking about stuff rather than pushes. So I feel like that is actually a real life theorem that John Mustard is trying to just put in the game to explain some stuff.
I mean interdimensional matter collision is stuff from other realities or different worlds or whatever bringing being brought back together or colliding, of course, and that would resolve, meaning that if someone was split across tons of different realities, the natural instinct of their now deteriorated bodies would be to connect itself back together piece by piece, which is why what the whole Geno thing isn't entirely
Far fetched.
not possible.
Yeah. And
What do you
I
say?
thought of the
That's far
perfect.
fetched or that's not far fetched?
That's not that far fetched. Like I was finishing what you were saying that the
Oh
whole
yeah,
general
yeah.
not that far fetched. And when you said that, and you kind of explained it for me. I thought, you know
Yeah.
what I thought of instantly?
What?
So in real life, the Earth, like billions of years ago, used to be a twin planet. There were two planets, almost identical, but then because of Earth being the bigger planet, like by just like a little bit, the other planet
Yeah.
started to go towards Earth, and then they collided. But
Yeah.
because of the gravity that Earth still had, it allowed that other planet to kind of, like you said, resolve rather than just become like meteorites. It became the moon.
Oh. Is that
That's why we have a moon rather than we have rings, is because that matter decided to resolve rather than
and
push a ring.
yeah,
When you explain that,
that's a really hmm. Okay, so that's all entirely possible then. We've just explained every Fortnite plot hole. Kind of not trying to, but we
yeah.
have.
Wow, look at us. Now, the only plot hole, and I just thought of this because I looked to my right.
Oh
Fortnite
no.
Save the World.
Here we go. I know you and Taylor love talking
I
about the connections
love
between
talking
Save the
about
World.
Save the World. Other than
What
Vinderman,
plot? Okay, what? It doesn't directly imply a plot hole because the modes have never directly been connected or said to have been connected. I know there's
that's not.
characters that are present in both points. I know, but there's an omniverse that is entirely possible without the stories being linked.
Well, no, here's the thing. I'm not going to
Okay.
bring up the stories being linked. Like, let's say Epic decides to say, hey, storyline wise, Save the World and Battle Royale are not linked at all.
Yeah.
How did Ray know about the black hole before it even happened?
She did, didn't she? 'Cause she was talking to us in the when you went onto the different modes. She was saying something about that, wasn't she? Like there was little dialogue when you would click on Save the World mode. Ray would talk to you saying something about the black hole.
She'd be like,
I don't
don't
know, I
open.
guess, yeah. I mean, I don't, well, isn't like scientist Vinderman or something like that?
Yeah. Can we pause?
So,
Please? There's an argument going on in the background and I don't want stream to pick it up.
that's all right.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, cool.
I'm sorry about that.
That's no worries.
So
What were you
that is,
saying? Sorry, before.
yeah, before the whole argument. Yes, Vinderman is most likely a scientist. That is all but confirmed at this point.
Well, wouldn't that then explain the link between them?
But Vinderman died before, well, died with quotation marks, like how Geno died.
Yeah.
Geno, like, not Geno, Vinderman died before Ray became Ray. Ray was 17. Like, her name
Oh.
was 17 when Vinderman died. And then after that, the storm started like taking over the world, and then Ray became Ray because I guess like her motherboard got hit and it damaged her and it like took off all her like locks, so she was allowed to like think like a human.
I gotta be completely honest with you, just real quick. I don't know much about Save the World, so if you do explain something that I don't get, that's why, because
Yeah.
I don't really know it very well.
So that is
You
a
know,
plot I feel like we can't explain. I can't explain it, and I know a lot about Save the World.
yet it's not really exactly considered a
Yeah.
plot hole if the stories aren't linked.
If if
Direct battle royale plot holes, there's ways of everything. Sort of little outskirts and mini things, maybe not, but like, I don't think Epic thinks that deep, considering it's not really a story-based game. It's a battle
yeah.
royale. The best way to explain it is it's a battle royale game that they decided to put a story into.
Yeah. Kind of like Minecraft. You got this game where you
Minecraft.
build and you craft.
I've heard
You
I've
craft
heard that
your mind.
Minecraft has a story, but I don't know anything about that.
My sister, she's obsessed with Minecraft. She says Minecraft has a story and all this stuff. And like
Yeah, but it's
these mob.
very brief.
Yeah, it's like it's a storyline that it's like Fortnite. It's a storyline. It's there, but you just kind of overlook it when you play it.
Yeah.
I just noticed something. If you go to my stream, I don't know if you have like a phone or a computer.
Yeah, I'm on
There's
your streaming right now.
there's a glitch right next to you where the Fortnite Mayor's VFX is being played.
Oh yeah, the purple light.
That doesn't pop up on Switch, Xbox, or any other platform. Only PlayStation for some reason.
Damn, that's weird. What if I change my skin? That probably won't do anything.
It probably
No,
won't.
damn it. I think I just messed up my presets. No, I didn't. Never mind.
Oh, you have the
You
same
streaming the?
banner. Oh, that's cool. As one of my presets, you have the same exact color and everything. Hold on, let me try and pull it up real quick. It's a map from Wii Sports or like something to look like sports. Same banner and almost identical
Oh,
color. Let me change it back. I do not like the music being played right now. There we go.
it's the end theme though.
Well, the end theme, it's a good theme. I can't think with it on. No.
Fair enough. I have the Chapter 4 Island theme on right now. It's quite chill.
It's so hard to think with that type of music being played. You're just like, dang, this is such a good song, but I can't think because I'm thinking about how good the song is.
It is definitely the scientist and the um visitor are the same person because John Mustard said I, us, you arrived outside the loop at the exact moment of expansion. And if the visitor was talking to those, the scientist listened to them. He said I, us, you. That they're all collectively the same person.
God, that'd be so. And you know what would be weird?
What?
A couple days ago, I think almost 2 weeks ago, actually, Tater made a drawing of Vinderman as a joke. She gave him glasses.
Oh,
Her drawing looks exactly like the Redux skin.
what skin?
The Redux, Redux, from season 2 of chapter 2.
Hold up, I gotta look at that. Fortnite. Oh, that guy.
And he's most definitely connected to Midas
Yeah.
because of his golden arms. And it says rebuilt and ready for revenge. And we know how much Fortnite loves to rebuild Save the World AIs into actual skins.
That's true.
What if Redux, or however you pronounce his name, is Vinderman's AI, but because his memory was wiped, he doesn't remember anything about Save the World, and worked for Ghost.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell Cyan that because you know how much Cyan loves Midas.
Yep, I
I made
do.
my my keyboard auto corrected when I said I was the first Gen O simp. It corrected to I was the first Midas simp because I type in Midas simp a lot whenever I'm like talking to Cyan.
Yep.
And I sent it without realizing anything. He's like, that's literally impossible. I had a channel called Midas Simp 44 for like 2 years. You can't call yourself the first Midas Simp. And I'm like, I meant general. My bad. He loves
It was actually
Midas.
quite funny. There was a community post on Cyan's channel that was who's better, the Ageless or Midas, and the Ageless won, and Cyan was pissed.
Do you think he would be ticked off at me if I told him that I voted for the ageless?
I did vote. I voted for the Ageless too. Ageless looks way cooler.
Ageless design wise, amazing. Midas, if you just think about it, Midas is a guy in a suit.
Yep.
Original Midas. If he put up something like Midas Rex and then put the ageless, there might have been
I'd
some
say Midas Rex.
huh?
I'd say Midas Rex
Yeah,
for
because
that
like if
one.
you put Midas Rex and ageless, there would be some competition. But if you just put a guy in a suit compared to like a futuristic knight, who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could understand why he might have been a little ticked off because of the fact that Midas lost.
Yeah.
That's that is really funny. Do you
So I
think
guess the
Celine has something to do with the Ice King?
who?
Okay, so Celine is most likely how do I say it?
If it's
She's
like a
most likely
news story thing, I probably won't know because I haven't been paying attention at all.
no. You don't have to pay attention to know this. It's a battle pass skin right now.
Oh yeah.
Celine is most likely Artemis, like the god Artemis,
Really?
because she was codenamed after like a Greek god before her name was like I think she was codenamed as Artemis, and then her name was changed to Celine.
But maybe no, because that could be like anything possibly relating to Artemis, seeing that the last map was called Artemis, I'm pretty sure.
Last map, wait, wasn't last map called Apollo?
No, chapter 2 map was Apollo. Chapter 3 map was Artemis. This is Asteria.
Okay, so what I
And chap
do is
this skin was probably meant to release in chapter 3 and then ended up releasing in chapter 4. That's what I'd say happened.
if you look at Celine's loading screen, she has the 0 point in her hands.
No, it's behind her hand. I was talking
I'm
about
not
this
wearing
with
my
someone else
glasses.
as well.
I'm not wearing my glasses.
It's just in the sky doing the fusion thing.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But like, I really just want her to have something to do with storyline because it's such a cool skin.
Yeah.
I do feel like even if uh she is not Artemis, I want there to be an Apollo skin, like kind of like it's a sun based skin instead of like Celine being a moon based skin. It could be like related to Celine.
Didn't we have Ronan and Shanta? Chapter 3 season 1, they were Moon and Sun, I'm pretty sure.
I thought Shanta. Hold on, let me look at her. I thought she had to do with like flowers.
Yeah, she had to do with the enchanted life bloom thing. And that's a whole nother. extent of the story which Epic have never talked about.
The ancestral
I'm
plane.
pretty sure
I
she.
feel like okay, so Ronan, yeah, that's the moon. He's the guardian of the moon. I feel like Shanta's just a skin. I don't feel like Epic had really any storyline intention. Ronan was
Fair
teasing that.
enough.
I feel like Ronan was teasing that
Ice
something
Moon,
was
maybe.
going to happen.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's what Celine is. So it's either Celine. I'm going to be honest. It's either Celine or it's the Ageless teasing what's going to happen with next season.
I'd assume maybe next season's like a full out medieval theme or something.
I would not be surprised if this is kind of like, remember, season 2 of chapter 1 was medieval themed. Like, oh, it's here. It's just
Oh,
here.
nah, that whole thing about seasons recurring themes has kind of been disproved.
Well, yeah, it has been disproved. Epic does love putting verses in their season 2s. You gotta admit that. Chapter 1, Season 2, Durburger versus Tomato Head.
Wait, really? No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Neither of those things existed.
wait, that might have been Season 3. Oh,
No,
wait, no,
Delburger.
Black.
No,
Wait, never mind.
yeah.
It was Red versus Black.
When was that?
The Knights were Red versus Black. You had, like, Red Knight and then you had Black Knight.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That was never established as a story thing, though.
It's not a story thing. I just feel like those were skins, but I'm just trying to say, like, those are things. Epic, even if it's just skins, Epic loves putting verses as their Season 2s. Chapter 2,
Like a
Season 2.
sort of war theme thing,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Even if it has nothing to do with story.
Yeah, that's fair. I
And
hope we don't just get another war next season.
yeah, most likely. Just like calm and relaxed medieval theme. Whoa.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, stream right now. So see how Guff is on the couch, right? Where like
Yeah.
couch. Then look what happens when I click on these press.
Sorry, you cut out.
Look what happened. So you saw me going to press, right?
Yep.
Well then who's next to the fridge?
Guff.
And
Guff's
now he's
lying
back
down next to the fridge.
and now he's back
What
at the
the?
couch.
What?
Yeah, it's a glitch. I don't even think I was supposed to have that skin, but I'm just maining it right now to show it off.
I'm gonna go into my Winterfest presents. Yeah. Guff's sleeping by the thing.
Yeah, what color is the gift for you? Because for me it's red and blue.
What gift? Which one?
The one that
No. Oh, the one that Guff's holding. Yeah, red and blue for me too.
hmm, weird.
He flicks his hand at me when I try to grab it.
Yeah, I think something glitched out with the bot that I was using.
Well, now you have it.
Hmm, yeah. And what else? Oh, Cyan's in the lobby, but oh, what's that? He's wearing the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh my god, I have that skin too.
I really feel left out. I didn't get that skin because I bought the comic online
Oh,
and it didn't come with a code. Okay, I know some people like My Hero Academia. It's just kind of mid in my opinion.
this whole collab is kind of mid. I
It,
don't really
it's
like it.
it's just mid. Like
It's just
it
trying to be Dragon Ball, but it was nothing nearly as good as it.
it just yeah it feels like it's like a collab that like three people asked for
Yeah,
compared to with the Mr. Beast skin. This skin has been like requested since like I think like two chapters ago. But like I
yeah.
don't anyone asking for a My Hero Academia skin.
I don't get why they don't just do Attack on Titan. That would be way smarter.
I have seen so many people ask for that collab. It's either Attack on Titan or One Piece. Those are the two anime collabs I've heard so many
That
people ask.
everyone asks for. Yeah,
No one has asked for My Hero Academia.
yeah,
That's just the stupid part.
yeah.
Plus, we just got an anime skin. I don't know why they think like the next day we need another anime skin.
I'm not sure. I think
I
that
do.
that's what's gonna make their game popular is oh well.
I just miss
They're
the days
trying.
where I miss the days where it was just normal skins, and
Yeah,
we had like two cell shaded skins.
yeah.
Now
Now we get way too many.
we got way too many cell. I think every single cell shaded skin we've had, except for the My Hero Academia collabs and the Mr. Beast skin, I own, which is kind of sad. That's because I don't buy skins. I just if I have skins that were in the item shop, I most likely got gifted them.
Yeah.
Most I have 20 Marvel skins, and I only bought like three.
Maybe from I didn't even get the Marvel Battle Pass. I didn't want it.
I feel like it would. Okay, this might just be because I'm like a Marvel like fan person thingy.
Oh, I'm not whatsoever. I hate it.
I just like comics. I like if I'm bored or like my phone's taken away, I just read comics. If they did a DC season, I would have the same exact response.
If they did a collab season, I would even unless it was Star Wars. If it was Star Wars, I'd love it. If it was anything else, I'd be like, no. How many Marvel skins do I have?
Just one skin.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I have 10.
Uh, I have yeah, so I probably have the same skins you do, and then like the battle pass skins.
Yeah,
I remember so many people being like, "Oh, season 4 is a Marvel season, or it's a Star Wars season because Darth Vader's in the season 3 battle pass." Like how they were teasing Marvel with the comic that was in the battle pass thingy. I'm like,
I made videos about that, but I
"You did?
wasn't convinced.
You weren't
Yeah.
okay."
No, I made videos talking about how it wasn't going to be a Marvel season.
Yeah, I saw so many people, including Top 5 Gaming, being like, it seems like Chapter 3 Season 4 has been confirmed to be a Marvel season.
Mm.
And then I every time someone would say that, I would comment, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah,
Like,
DC season
the,
was
like,
gone.
the thing that was stupid was Top 5 Gaming had uploaded that video like 2 hours after, like, all the leakers said confirmed next season is not a Marvel season.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, that doesn't really make any sense.
I would have okay if that was another Marvel season. I just wouldn't have purchased the Battle Pass at all. I feel like I've had two. I love Marvel and I love DC and I love Star Wars and I love all those things. But if you're gonna make like two Battle Passes completely devoted to one company, I'm just not gonna buy the second one.
Yeah,
Okay, so Chapter 2, that was most likely mirrored. It was mirroring Chapter 1, but Chapter 3, not at all.
yeah,
Chapter 3 was just a chapter where you could like enjoy stuff and not have to be like, oh, I played in chapter 1, so I understand what this is a reference to.
yeah.
My
I mean, it
account was
kind of was though. The first
eh,
three seasons kind of were. Chapter 3, Season 1, well, Season 1 never has a theme. It's just kind of like a new world. Chapter 3, Season 2 was a war. And Chapter 3, Season 3 was like the whole summer partying thing that we've had most other season threes, and then
I feel like
chapter 3 season 4.
if that was to be the case where it is mirroring chapter 1 season 3, that not no not chapter 1 season 3, chapter 1 season 4, that was superheroes and villains. Chapter 2 season 4, that was superheroes. And then if you look at it, if you like take a very long look and you kind of squint your eyes and you kind of plug your ears and then you put like 10 glasses on, then you would see that chapter 3 season 4 was kind of meant to be a villain season.
Yeah, or like not heroes versus villains, but like a big sort of no,
Bad
yeah,
guy.
the seven were put out to be like it was like oh the big bad of this story is coming, but then it kind of didn't amount to anything.
Then it's just like plant lady who shaped pixel legs for some reason.
Yeah, but that event ruined this season or last
That
season.
Yeah, if they made the events okay, so I was talking to Tater. You remember the cutscene that got leaked, right?
The mothership one.
Yeah, the mothership one.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, what the event was gonna be was that we were gonna be on a mothership, and it was gonna be like crashing and it's like blowing up and stuff, and then we have to like look for like artifacts. And it wasn't gonna be a 40-minute long event. It was gonna be a 10-minute long event. We look for stuff, but then as like we leave the mothership, and then the island's like reforging while the mothership is like exploding above it and stuff.
Yeah.
But nope, we got 10 minutes worth of cutscenes and then 30 minutes worth of mini games. The event wasn't bad. The event mini games that we did was awful. It was repetitive.
Yeah. But like the actual island reforming and stuff wasn't bad at all. It was just really boring for 40 minutes.
And then what sucked is that right when it got to the climax, everyone's game crashed.
Oh, mine didn't.
Well, yeah, because you're just special. Place that like Jam, you know Jam, right?
Yeah.
His game crashed. My sister's game crashed. Donald Mustard's brother, Chad, his game crashed.
Oh.
Top 5 Gaming's crash. I
Wait,
think
really?
Clark's game. I think yeah, and I think Clark's game also crashed.
Wait, Tommy's game crashed?
His game crashed.
Oh.
Yeah, almost everyone's game. Even what was stupid is even Fortnite, official Fortnite, their game
Oh
crashed.
yeah, their game crashed. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that's kind of ridiculous.
Their event was not ready at all, and I feel like that should not have been an end of chapter event.
They tried too hard to make something different and it failed miserably.
It was just a creative game.
Yeah, it was a creative game with a little trailer at the start.
Yeah,
Like that's all it was.
like oh cool, you're showing off Creative 2.0, but it didn't actually make it made something really boring. And what sucks,
Yeah.
it felt like it felt like Fortnite took it heard what the community was saying, how they're kind of tired of Donald Mustard being the only person to do it, because Donald Mustard, the only thing he posted about the event was him playing the event with his kids. He didn't tease it, he didn't do anything, he just posted him playing it with his kids. So
No,
I
he
feel,
teased it.
well, he teased it because he works at Epic, but he didn't like actually like tease it. He didn't like do what he did with other events where he's like teasing what's going to happen at the climax. He just kind of like was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
event." I feel like that event, Donald had nothing to do with it, like at all. Like maybe he had to do with like, "Oh, that was up the island, and then we reforged the island." But I feel like that was it.
I'll just let you know I do have to go in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, the podcast would end in about 10 minutes, so that would be all right.
Okay, cool. And my headset battery's really low as well, so if it cuts out, that's why.
If it cuts out, I'll just say we're having some difficulties and we will try and continue this in the future. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff. But yeah, so what did we do so far in the podcast? We
We
talked.
solved Fortnite plot holes. We said
We
what we
talked.
thought was going to happen in the future seasons.
We talked about how bad last event was.
Yeah. Is there anything else to cover?
What do you? Okay, there's 100% not going to be an event this season. Everyone knows that.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I feel like it's just going to follow the pattern like they've done for like the past almost 4 years. They're
Or
just gonna
every second season.
they're just gonna have like, oh, the first season is where we can relax and we don't have to feel like the storyline is like on us and we have to understand everything. I just feel like this
No, yeah,
season,
but it's already started. We
yeah,
have the Rift Gate,
that's what I was
and
about to ask. What do you think Geno is gonna use the Riftgate for?
I don't know. And I'll be genuinely honest with you in saying my interest is not with it. I don't. I don't feel the same that I did about Fortnite at all. Like I feel like my enthusiasm for the story is kind of gone,
Ever
which is
since the
quite sad. No, ever since I reckon ever since the maybe middle of season 4, chapter 3, I lost complete interest for it.
hmm,
Like they just weren't putting out quests. Like I'll look at it every now and then. I'll go, "Oh, cool, that's great." But like I don't. I think the whole aspect of theorizing and everything is a bit pointless since they seem to be spoon feeding us answers. Like they're like, "Oh, here's like season 3 made no sense. All right, here's some comics explaining stuff and just giving you answers that's going to have really inconsistent art and lead to awful live events." And I just feel like they're trying a bit too hard to not give us something great. Like as we said before, with the whole event, they were trying to give us something new and exciting, and it just wasn't it at all.
yeah, yeah, that is kind of just sad because like you were like one of the first, I think, yeah, you were one of the first Fortnite theories I saw. I'd say when I actually started getting interested in the story.
I mean, look, I probably will get back into it later on, I hope, but
You just feel
maybe
like no,
not. I guess
you're like ton.
we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I guess I think this would be a good place to end off the podcast. Would you say?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you, TDS, for being on the podcast. I
Thank you for
really,
having me.
yeah, I hope we can play some Fortnite without having to, make it a podcast and theorize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad we got some plot holes answered, and I do hope that someone at Epic does see this and show it to Donald or someone, and then finally get some ideas because that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for tuning in, everyone, and I will see you next time.